Surviving the roller coaster ride of loving a person suffering from substance use disorder. It's not easy loving a person suffering from substance use disorder. In fact, it can be downright rollercoaster-like, with lots of ups and downs. Addiction is a disease that takes control of a person's life, and their loved ones often suffer right along with them. What you need to know about addiction before getting into a relationship with someone who's suffering from substance use disorder. If you're considering getting into a relationship with someone who's suffering from substance use disorder, there are a few things you should know first. Addiction can be a difficult thing to deal with, and it's important to be prepared before taking on such a challenge. Here are 4 things you should know about addiction before getting into a relationship with someone suffering from substance use disorder. Addiction is a disease. Just like any other disease, it should be treated as such. Individuals with substance use disorder need professional help in order to recover, and it's important to be supportive of their efforts. Addiction can be expensive. Recovery costs money. Individuals with substance use disorder may often need financial assistance. Be prepared to budget for additional expenses. Addiction can be emotionally draining. Dealing with a loved one with substance use disorder can be a roller coaster of emotions. From worry to anger to sadness, you'll likely experience a range of intense emotions while in a relationship with a loved one with substance use disorder. Addiction is hard, but recovery is possible. Addiction may seem like an insurmountable challenge, but many individuals with substance use disorder do recover and go on to lead happy, healthy lives. The ups and downs of loving an individual with substance use disorder. It's not easy loving someone that has an addiction to drugs or alcohol. There are times when they are happy and fun to be around, other times when they're depressed and angry. It can be a roller coaster ride of emotions. It's hard to know what to do or how to help. If you love someone who is struggling with addiction, it's important to remember that you are not alone. There are many others who are in the same situation. There are also resources and support available to help you through this difficult time. If you're not sure where to start, there are a few things you can do to help your loved one. Educate yourself about addiction and recovery. The more you know, the better equipped you will be to help your loved one. Talk to other people who have been through similar experiences. They can offer support and advice. Reach out to a professional for help. A therapist or counselor can provide guidance and support. Steps to survive for loving an individual with substance use disorder. The first step is to love yourself. This may seem selfish, but it's essential. Individuals with substance use disorder can be manipulative and they will often put their own needs above yours. If you don't love and respect yourself, it will be difficult to maintain boundaries with the individual with substance use disorder in your life. The second step is to educate yourself about addiction. This will help you to understand the individual's behavior and why they may do things that seem inexplicable to you. It's also important to remember that addiction is a disease, and individuals with substance use disorder are not bad people. They are ill, and they need your help and support to recover. The third step is to set boundaries with the individual with substance use disorder. This means learning to say no when they ask you for money or favors. It also means setting limits on your own time and energy. You cannot enable the individual's behavior, and you cannot fix them. All you can do is love them and support them as they recover from this disease. If you are struggling to deal with a loved one's addiction, please seek help from a professional. How to best support your partner when they're going through a rough time. It's important to remember that your support can make a big difference in your partner's ability to cope with their challenges. Here are a few ways you can support your partner during tough times. Listen to them. Just being there to listen can be a tremendous help. Let them know that you're available to talk whenever they need to. Help with practical matters. If your partner is dealing with a lot of stress, offer to handle some of their responsibilities so they can have a break. This could include things like cooking, cleaning, or running errands. Give them space. Sometimes people need time to process their feelings and sort things out on their own. Respect your partner's wishes if they need some space and don't take it personally. Offer optimism. It can be hard to see the silver lining when you're in the midst of a tough situation. But reminding your partner that things will eventually get better can help them maintain hope. Do something fun together. Amidst all the stress, it's important to make time for enjoyment. Plan a fun activity or outing that you can do together to take your mind off of things. No matter what you do, remember that your partner is going through a tough time and needs your support. Just being there for them can make a world of difference. How to avoid enabling a loved one with substance use disorder. It can be difficult to see your loved one struggling with addiction, but it's important to remember that you cannot fix them. The best thing you can do is offer your support and love. However, there are also a few things you should avoid doing. Don't enable their behavior. This means avoiding things like giving them money or covering for them when they miss work or school. Don't make excuses for their behavior. It's important to remember that addiction is a disease and an individual with addiction is not a bad person. However, their behavior can still have negative consequences. Don't try to control their recovery. Addiction recovery is a process that an individual with substance use disorder must go through in their own life. You can offer support, but you cannot control or force the process. If you are struggling to deal with a loved one's addiction, start seeking addiction treatment from a professional. If you are struggling to deal with a loved one's addiction, start seeking addiction treatment from a professional. How to find help for yourself if you're struggling too. Self-care is important if you're struggling with your mental health. It's important to reach out for help. But sometimes, that can be easier said than done. If you're not sure where to turn, here are a few places to start. Talk to your doctor. Your primary care physician is a great resource for mental health information and referrals. Explore additional treatment options for your loved one's addictive behavior by reaching out to a treatment provider or mental health professional with good treatment practices. A therapist, counselor, or psychiatrist can provide you with support and guidance. Talk to a friend or family member. Sometimes, just talking to someone who cares about you can be helpful. Join a support group. There are often groups available to help people dealing with specific issues, such as depression or anxiety. Call a helpline. If you need someone to talk to outside of your support system, there are many helplines available that can help. Do some research. There are many websites and books available on mental health topics. Doing your own research can help you better understand what you're going through and what options are available to you. Remember, you don't have to face this alone. There are people who can and want to help you. Reach out to a specific rehab center and get the support you need.